Stay gold. Pony boy. Stay gold.
The combat update, the world of color update, update aquatic, village and pillage, and now the nether update. What is next? Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe and I really want to join the Hermitcraft server. You have no idea. Minecraft has been getting a fair amount of updates recently, but they've all been focused on revamping and improving already existing features rather than adding new ones. So with that in mind, what are the best theories as to what we can expect next? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the top 10 Minecraft 1.17 update theories. Yes, the cave update is on this list, and if you haven't yet, hit like and subscribe if you love Minecraft so we can roll the intro. And at 10, the end update. Mojang has stated before that before they release any new dimensions, the Aether, they want to ensure the current dimensions are as good as they can be. They've been working on that, as we can tell with the past few updates, the Nether update, Aquatic update, and Village and Pillage. These are clear signs of this, but the only other existing dimension in the game is the End. You may say the End already got an update, but I don't consider ender pearling and bridging around for 3 hours before finding an End city after miles of chorus fruit forests is the best that the End can be. The End is probably the most difficult dimension to design. At first it was just the main island with obsidian pillars and end crystals on top, but then in update 1.9, yeah, 1.9, like 6 updates ago, the End got some slight additions with an indefinitely expanding world with millions of end islands and also the end cities, the elytra and shulker boxes, which I got for the first time legit a couple of days ago, or a couple weeks, sorry. And oh my god, those things are amazing. Anyway, the 1.9 update was focused on combat, not the End. We need something similar to the Nether update but for the End, and then maybe we can start thinking about new dimensions to add. The Aether! And a 9 a forest update. Name 10 biomes in Minecraft. It's okay, I'll give you some time. Alright, now that you've done that or at least tried, I bet at least 50% of the biomes you named are some form of forest. Forests, along with their variations like tall birch and snowy taiga, have 10 different forms. Forests make up the majority of the Minecraft world, so why the hell are they so boring? The roofed forest and the jungle have some special things, like the jungle temple and woodland mansion, and the flower forest isn't really that bad either, but why in all living heck is every other form of forest boring aside from maybe a beehive? We need a serious forest update. New forms of trees instead of like the 2 versions of the oak tree, like the short ones and the tall ones. And maybe some giant trees like the Deku tree in Minecraft. Maybe a new structure, or hell, maybe even some new sub-biomes. For instance, the bamboo forest biome is a sub-biome within the jungle. It can only appear if that area is also jungle. So why not do that with normal forest, and let's say add an enchanted forest where you can find more lapis, since we know that lapis has magical properties, hence why you have to use it in enchanting. Or perhaps a cursed forest full of monsters, where light level doesn't matter and they won't burn in the day. These sorts of things would make the world feel more alive, and also make things more intriguing for veteran players who just see the same thing all the time. You could even have like illager villages in the cursed forest, you know, like illagers. Illages? Yeah. And an 8 multiplayer update. Minecraft has had multiplayer for a long time, and ever since it was added way back even before the alpha version, the only updates it got were development updates, like adding the nether to multiplayer, getting paintings and armor to work, as well as updating like LAN servers and stuff. Those, for instance, totally broke and then never ended up getting fixed. Oh, and realms. I have a realm and it's nice, but I have a separate server because realms don't allow for mods or plugins. Only data packs if you upload your own world. Basically what I'm saying is that multiplayer hasn't gotten its own update in 10 years. So it's about damn time we get something specific to multiplayer. We have villager trading. Add some form of trading or shop system with a special block or something to make the game trading easier. Sure, there's plugins for that sort of thing, but again, those aren't available on realms. So it should be added directly into the game. There are also more things you can do, like an in-game voice chat perhaps, or a party system. Something, anything to make multiplayer more enjoyable to those literally paying you to host their servers, instead of going to a third party. Sure, you can make a normal shop in vanilla, but that relies on honesty, and while places like the Hermitcraft server work for things like this, it's because they're honest in recording their every move, and someone will know if you're stealing from them. By the way, I would totally not steal, so if you want to invite me, hit me up. And its 7 world building update. While this may sound like a lore update, it's not. This is just about naturally generated structures. Get it? World building? While having a whole forest overhaul would be nice, having structures just added to them like an abandoned treehouse or a druid village would be nice. Obviously the town itself wouldn't be inhabited by druids, it would be like leafy and green and it would just be normal villagers, but it's still nice to think about. Plenty of YouTubers have created their own videos showcasing what structures could be present in an update. YouTubers like Grian and System Z could come to mind, even if Grian was the first out of those two. And with the Nether update, we got Nether fortresses that were much more difficult to find, thanks to the new spawning mechanics and biomes, so adding more structures to the Nether may not be a bad idea either, like perhaps a giant skeleton made with the bone blocks or another blaze spawner. We got bastions, and that's pretty dope, but the piglins don't really seem to have any set civilization, and they don't spawn in the same biomes that a Nether fortress can unless it's a Nether wastes, so maybe some of the Nether villages wouldn't be bad either. Just something like that would make the world feel a little more alive and not like we just had the flood. And it's 6 monsters update. Minecraft monsters. We know them, we love them, we're tired of them. While sure it's always an intense experience running into a baby zombie along with a spider after 5 years of hardcore, I think that monsters could be the next thing to see a major update in 1.17. There needs to be some form of king of the monsters or type of monster, like a skeleton or zombie king or spider queen, but not creepers, okay? Creepers are bad enough already. They also need a slight AI update. I've noticed that invisibility potions are only useful if you're playing multiplayer because I haven't really seen a mob interact with invisibility well. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. No matter what, they can still somehow sense me. Sure, zombies may be able to smell me, but there has to be something that can be done about that. Come on. Even if it's just a new boss. We have the Ender Dragon, which is resummonable, we have the Wither, and now we need something more. The Wither was added in 1.4.2, so something new is slightly overdue. Maybe even perhaps a Wither dimension after they fix the end. Anything having to do with a new boss and a new drop is fine with me. Just want a new boss. Please. Have like a second game story, like a Delta episode, like Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and Ruby and Sapphire did. Please. Something. Halfway through at number 5, a dungeon update. Speaking of monsters, when was the last time you got excited about finding a skeleton or zombie dungeon without thinking I could make a mob or XP farm? A few years at least. Well, the dungeons need an update too. Multiple YouTubers have also improved the dungeons in game, be it aesthetically like Grian or with more traps or in story like Mumbo Jumbo. Be it in a jungle temple or mine shaft or a typical dungeon, those especially need an update, by the way. Just a room with mossy cobblestone on the ground and maybe a couple of chests is not what I think of when I think dungeon. I think challenge, I think excitement, I think chains. Not for that reason, get your mind out of the gutter. I think literally any mod that adds their own unique dungeons. Hell, even making a pure obsidian dungeon for a creeper spawner would add a little something more. Plus, give newer players an easier way to get obsidian, but with another challenge instead of like lava. You know, it's just a load of freaking creepers. Hell, all you need to do is dig out the wall and you'll have a portal. Anyway, dungeons need an update, whether it be aesthetic updates or something more, and I hope it's coming our way soon. And a farming update. Farming in Minecraft is typically boring. You spend hours building a few giant farms, and then a few more hours automating it, and then you're done. While having things like sugarcane and carrots is useful, there needs to be something more than just right-clicking to make it a more in-depth part of the game. I mean, like we need more food types, different ways to use the food we have, more farmable things, apple trees, and generated structures that are farms in plains biomes, or hell, even just a sub-plains biome that is full of wheat, like how Biomes of Plenty adds to the barley fields. We need more than just composters and a few veggies. We need more than just right-clicking. Adding in villagers farming in their own crops to share with other villagers is good, and it gave us a way to automatically farm things like potatoes and carrots, things that couldn't normally be fully automated, but it needs to be taken further. And by this, I mean like actual farming, not like ghast, wither, or iron farms. Although those are cool, I mean crops in this scenario, okay? It should have been fairly evident by my constant use of the word carrots. Potatoes. Getting close to the end in number 3, fantasy update. This is honestly, based on the evidence, the most likely update for 1.17. As 1.6 was being developed, 1.17 and 1.18 were already planned and in the works, so unless a certain update that everyone seems to want was suggested before, it's unlikely it will happen soon. However, recently on the Mojang forum, where people submit these ideas, Mojang has been posting a message over every thread and post. I don't know if this is continuing or if it has stopped, as the only information I could find about this was from January, but the message reads, "How can we improve the existing moving creatures in Minecraft? Show us your coolest fantasy creatures. We are very interested in ideas that are unique and not just a list of mobs or animals." And if they are asking for ideas of fantasy creatures, that could be a hint at what's coming next. Or it could have been for the enemies we find in Minecraft dungeons, since a few of those are are actually fantasy characters. But why not add a few of those into Minecraft? I'm sure Minecraft will be crossing over with Dungeons soon enough. So they could do that by updating Minecraft to include some of those enemies from Dungeons to both make the game combat more exciting, but also raise more awareness for Dungeons and potentially get more people to play it. And a 2 lore update. MatPat has been trying to piece together the lore of Minecraft with a series of theories that have honestly gotten me back on the Minecraft hype train. And yes, there's actually a lore to Minecraft. So much so that Ravagers being afraid of rabbits was actually against the lore of the game, hence why it was changed after they were first introduced. And while watching Matt work his magic is entertaining, I think that the game should be doing more than just giving slight context clues in the form of generated structures and game mechanics. I think they should be adding in very clear lore reveals, be it in books we can find in villages or some other form of storytelling. Minecraft needs in-game places to find lore clues other than spawning. With the nether update, a lot of new things have been introduced, including ruined nether portals, which only goes to support MatPat's point of the ancient race of builders who came before us that went to the nether and then had to migrate to the end. Senpai noticed me. Food theory. That's good. Gonna admit it. MatPat, food theory, didn't see it coming. Good job. Finally, in at number 1, Snow Your Snow. Okay, I'm kidding. In at 1, Cave Update. This has been a meme for a while now. Some people say that they want a cave update because it's popular, some actually want it, but currently the suggestion for a cave update is the most popular post on the Mojang forum ever, so there is a very high likelihood of it appearing in the future. Even if I like the current caves, an update that wasn't too extreme would be nice. Could you imagine like an underground forest biome or something? Like an oasis-like underground biome would be incredible. If you want to know more about the cave update, watch someone else talk about it because plenty of people already have, and I'll just be reiterating what they're saying, and my script is already long enough. Jesus Christ, this is like 2.5 thousand words. My script says Javit. There we have it, friends! There we have it, friends, the top 10 Minecraft 1.17 update theories. Other than the cave update, which 1.17 update would you like to see? Let me know down below, and on your way down, be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gamer content, and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.